Hello and welcome everybody to this spotlight interview. Today I'm really excited to highlight one of our newer business owners, Rochelle Nwafor. She is the owner of Priority Med Billing and Management Services in Newport Richey, Florida. And her website address is PriorityMDBilling.com. So Rochelle, welcome to the call. It's great to have you on here today.
Thank you, Brian. I'm excited to be here as well.
And we are excited to have you, share your story because it's a great one. You haven't been with us too long, but you've already found some great success. So I know a lot of the individuals as they're, watching these, as you once did as well, they want to know, what maybe you did prior. Can they do this? So would you mind telling us, what did you do in your past life, or, before you found ClaimTek?
Okay, so I worked for the federal government for 27 years. I'm currently a disability claim specialist on my way towards retirement. Soon I'll be eligible to early retire. So I wanted to retire and use my time to run my own business. So I've done some research and I looked into vending machines, tutoring, becoming a translator, and just other options out there. So, but when I came across medical billing, it seems to be something more fitting for me. And so I became more curious, I did more research, and out of all of the companies I searched for, I was more intrigued with ClaimTek. I was impressed with how their website featured all of their interesting programs they offered. And I've viewed some of the YouTube video testimonies, such as this one right now. And the individuals seem to be happy with their choice of using ClaimTek's tools for starting their own business. And so I knew that this would be something I would enjoy and potentially grow with. So I made that decision, Brian, and I purchased my business package, and here we are.
That's excellent. That's excellent. So you're almost retired, or you're doing this part-time while you're working towards that retirement?
I'm eligible to retire by the number of years of service. Age-wise, I'm too early. I have a year and a half, unless I request an early retirement. If I don't request an early retirement, I can get out in a year and a half.
Oh, okay. Very good. Well, hopefully, by then you would have already requested that early retirement because of what you were able to do here, right? So that's the goal, huh? Very good. So, as you were looking through, I'm sure, obviously you mentioned you looked into a few different types of businesses. So, you mentioned that you did some claims. Is that different than the medical billing that you're doing now, what you were doing for the government?
It's different because when you're a disability claim specialist, what you're doing is taking information from the claimants. Medical billing is patients, disability claimants. So they have disabilities, they have health conditions, and they tell me what's going on. I document it, and then we submit it to the state so the state can look at their medical records and make a medical decision. So, so the concept of filing claims I have, but it's different with medical billing.
Great, great. So obviously, when getting started with, with ClaimTek and going through that certification training in medical and dental billing, there was a lot that you were learning in there that you had no, experience with prior, right?
No experience at all whatsoever.
Okay, very good. Because that's, people want to know, when you're getting in.
Yeah.
Now, one other thing, obviously, you've mentioned that, you work for the federal government, but people also want to know, have you ever owned a business before? Or is this your first time running your own business?
This is my first time owning a business.
All right. All right. So I'm sure there's probably some nerves, in getting started with the business. What are some of the things that, you went through, or maybe you and your family went through in making this decision, and deciding to get started?
Well, there was a lot of insecurities I suffered. I felt inadequate. I know what I wanted and I know what I wanted to accomplish, but actually doing it was a lot of things I had to break. I had to get out of my comfort zone on a lot of things. And so it was exciting and nerve-wracking at the same time.
Yeah, a little bit of both. Yeah, I had those nerves going. So, when looking at, starting your training, How do you think that training, helped to prepare you? ClaimTek's 3-stage training program, obviously stage 1 is that certification to get the nuts and bolts of the business. But how about the BCTC, the business consulting training and coaching? How do you feel those pre-appointment trainings, post-appointment trainings, doctor sign-up sessions? Do you think it would have been enough just with the stage 1 of training, or do you feel that those stages 2 and 3 are really what made it happen for you?
I think the way ClaimTek is structured, all of it benefited me, all of it. Med office first, dent office, and then marketing training, all of it. I had to really apply everything I was learning. And the beauty of ClaimTek is that, first of all, when I received the business package, I had all of my resources right there. Right. When I installed the software, there was other resources like the, what do you call it? The cornerstones.
The cornerstones.
Cornerstones where there's samples, sample presentations, sales letters, and so forth. So with the med office training, everything was according to my own schedule. There was nothing rushed. I worked at my own pace. It's recorded. I can always refer back to it. Dent office, same thing. Marketing, the emails, the all of the stages to follow. It's just a matter of me actually doing it. And it was some things where I had to pick, when you got to pick up the phone and do something you never done before. It was a little, but what I will say this, when you do it, you get better. Each time you do it, you get better and better at it. And I am so happy that the way you guys have everything structured, I know I made the right decision with ClaimTek.
Well, I am glad to hear that. I'm sure everybody else out there, that's an exciting thing to hear.
And you did mention family, because at first my husband wasn't readily willing to spend the money for the package because he, it's a business, it may fail, it's all of the negative talk. So we did a lot of talk. I showed him some of the videos. We took that chance. We made a decision together. He's happy. He sees I'm happy now. He's happy. And when I received my first client, he was the first person I told, and he was happy. So we'll get more into that. I know you're going to ask me about that.
Well, that's okay. I mean, it's one of those things, if there's things that you want to share with, the people out there in the audience, please feel free to share those things, because I'm sure that, we all experience those types of things when looking at starting something like that. There are always the nerves. There's always that wonder, is it going to work? There is always that leap of faith, when you're starting something brand new that you've never done before. And I think a lot of what we're trying to do here with some of these spotlights is just let individuals see, what it was like for real life people, building and growing that business. And what were their struggles? What were their challenges? Because as much as we talk about how, exciting we are as we start to sign up clients and, we see the fruits of our labor, start to bear that fruit, we're wondering, what was the tough part? Where was the biggest struggle that you might have had that maybe other people are also worried about? And how did you overcome that?
Okay, so you spend money on a package. And my struggle was I spent all this money. I want to be successful now. I want success now.
You wanted that immediate results.
Yeah. Reality is you have to do the work. Okay. So you have to do the work. And the other part of reality is sometimes it don't happen quickly as you think it should. So I went through a period where I said, I'm doing all this work and I'm not getting anywhere. But really, I was getting anywhere. I just didn't know I was. Because it takes time when you send out the sales letter, or when you do the email marketing, or you pick up the phone call, leaving messages, you don't know. What I failed to realize, just because I didn't get a response immediately, the doctors were looking at my letters and they were considering me. I talked to tons of doctors. I've talked to the most recent client I have now. I talked to her a while ago, thought she forgot about me. Next thing I know, she calls me up and ready to start business. This is a second client.
Very good.
I guess what I want to say is that you have to do the work. We have the ClaimTek have all the resources for you laid out. It's just a matter of doing the work and not giving up. And your attitude is a big part of it too, because if you have a bad attitude and you feel you're not going to, I'm never going to get anywhere. Whether you're already making that decision, you're never going to get anywhere. So I had to snap out of that and say, you know what, this requires work. I'm new. This is new. So I have to build myself, and I did it. So I have 2 clients now.
Excellent. And congratulations. So, well, speaking of 2 clients, so when did you start with us? How long did it take you to get those 2 clients? What did that process look like from signing the paperwork, getting started, to getting into your training, to then marketing, and then, getting that first client and then that second client?
So I purchased a package in November. I started training, the med office training, in December, then dental office. I finished training at the end of February. I received my first client at the end of April, my second client of the first week of May. And we're still in the month of May. And I have 2 that is not a yes or a no. So it's possible I may have a total of 4 in the month of May. But if they say no, I still got my 2. Mm-hmm. One may say yes, one may say, I don't know yet, but it's still out there.
There you go. They're on the fence, right? They're on the fence.
So now I got 2 contracts, period. And I finished the med office training at the end of February.
Very good. So, in going through that marketing, obviously it sounds like, you spent about 6 weeks of marketing to get that first client.
Roughly. Because I finished the med office, dental office at the end of February. Yeah. Yeah, so
about 6 weeks to get that. So about 6 weeks of marketing to get that first client, and then about 3 weeks more to get that second client.
Yes. Yeah.
So what you're saying is that the work that you were doing and you weren't seeing those results, or people weren't scheduling with you right away. You were feeling like you were doing all of this and nothing was happening. But what you weren't realizing is that people were looking at this stuff behind the scenes. And, didn't you mention to me that one of those doctors actually forwarded your sales letter to another doctor that signed up with you?
Yes, my first one. I asked, how did you hear about me? And she's the wife of the plastic surgeon. She received a fax from somebody I sent the sales letter to. So the petitioner I sent the sales letter to didn't give me business, but he forwarded over to her husband.
There you go. There you go. So,
and I don't know if I told you this. Her husband has another friend who's a surgeon. And if she's happy with me, she said, you may have another one.
Hey, fantastic. That's wonderful.
So I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it. So my goal is to do a good job and put into practice what I'm learning. And another thing too, even after being trained, I could still go to you guys for support.
Yep. And that's where that BCTC, that business consulting, training, and coaching comes in, because of course, you have a meeting with the doctor, you're wondering, okay, now what, right? Yeah. That's when we get back together with you and have those, post-appointment consultations and, help you to determine, hey, which is the right contract to use? How do we want to price that service, right? Yeah. So you felt those types of conversations, before and after your meetings.
Yes.
Those helped you to get better each time too.
Absolutely. Right? And you know what, Brian, another thing too, when I'm in the middle of a negotiation, or if I'm in the middle of something, I love the fact that I can send you guys an email. And you'll say within 1 or 2 days. Sometimes you get back the same day. Sometimes it's in a day or 2. But I always get the response I need. And you guys have always been there to support me. And I love the fact that we can go to your 5 at 5 on Friday videos, because I've been looking at them and I've been learning a lot. Even tutorial refresher courses on setting up a practice and so forth, lead generations, and so much more that I can always go to.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess that's one of the reasons that we wanted to put that video series together last year, is because, you get a lot of people and everybody's at a different place in their training and their learning. But if we can put everything available so that somebody that's really trying to absorb it like a sponge, they can go through it again and again and again and get better faster. We want to have those resources out there for you. So we have, over 10 hours, over 10, 12 hours worth of video trainings, apart from all of that personal one-on-one, consultative support that we're giving to you. So very good. So I think I know the answer to this, but I have to ask it, let's say that you rewind back, to making that decision. Would you make that decision again, knowing what you know now?
You already know the answer to that. Yes, yes, yes. You know, I was watching some of your spotlight videos and I said, they seem to be happy. I never thought I'd be the one to talk in my story. And I'm living it. I'm living this happiness of I just love it. I do. I like it a lot. And I know that there's going to be more I'm going to be telling you about in the future too.
Yeah.
And I'll let you know about the two others.
I'm sure you will. We'll be talking for sure. So, what would you say is your favorite thing about running Priority, Med Billing right now?
Okay, I'll tell you. It's my business.
Hey,
it's my and I love having a team of support I can go to. Now, when the contract ends of the support, I can renew it. You put out a recent video on how I can renew it, pay the price and renew it. And the support is wonderful. It's my business, but I have a support to go to when needed.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And I enjoy it. I have my own schedule. I recently purchased a filing system. And I enjoy the building on it. I enjoy building on it. And now I'm at the point now I felt challenged when trying to get the leads. Now it's exciting to get the leads because now it's like a rush. And yep. So I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it more and more and more.
That's fantastic. So at one time, 2-3 months ago, what really scared the heck out of you now excites you.
Yes, that's the point.
Hey, that's great. That's great. And I have to tell everybody that's listening, one of the reasons for that is because Rochelle stuck to it. And I have to tell you, Rochelle, I'm so proud of the work that you did because you focused on the daily result producing activities and you implemented them each and every day. We told you do A, B, and C. You did A, B, and C. And even those times that it might have been a little tough for you to do it, you did it. And what happened? You got better and you got better. And every time now that we talk to you, I feel like you're better and better each time because you're practicing and you're working on it. Nobody becomes a pro at anything they don't practice, right?
Exactly. And practice makes improvements. If I don't do it, I won't improve at it. So every conversation I have now with the doctors are better. I know I know how to answer certain questions. I know what to expect. And it just gets better. It just gets better. You just have to do it. You just have to do it.
That's right. Just do it. And then we talked about that. Nike said, just do it. They got a good one for that one. And I'll tell you, team, people that are watching here, repetition is the key to mastery.
Yes.
And so if you focus on, specific things, you follow the blueprint, you're going to build something great. Right. So, if you wanted to, share any of your thoughts, what do you want people to know, when they're evaluating this, when they're trying to make this decision, what do you think are the most important things for them to know in, making that decision or, starting their own billing business?
So I would tell them that ClaimTek is a good investment. The money you spend will provide you with the software, the training, the needed support, and the resources in abundance. But the reality of it all, the resources are there for you, but you have to do the work. And when you do the work, you'll reap the blessings, you'll reap the rewards of it. And when you reap it, you're gonna love it. You're gonna be so proud of yourself. You're gonna feel good, and it just gets better. And you just don't give up. That's the best thing I can say is to not give up. Learn from your mistakes. I make a ton of them. I can recall on a lot of mistakes. I don't dwell on it. I don't beat myself up. I learn from it. And then you just got to keep going. But it is a good investment. And it can be lucrative, and depends. It can be pretty lucrative.
Yeah. So it's so great that, talk with you, get this type of candid feedback, for those looking at, getting started with the business and moving forwards. So, obviously we've answered a lot of questions here as we've gone through this today. But one of the things that, I'd love to obviously keep moving forward with you, keep checking in for you. What's your future goal for your business? Because, obviously we talk about, setting goals and putting those things in place so you create a track to follow for yourself. So where do you see your business here in the next 1 or 2 years?
What I want to do is by that time, I want to be fully retired, and I want to at least manage 5 petitioners.
Excellent.
And then later, fill it out a little bit. I think I'll be happy with 5. But if I want to get more, 7 to 10, then I would consider hired help, getting hired help
Yeah.
and whatnot. But what I mainly want to do is transition into retirement and letting this be my thing, because the thing about having your own business, there's flexibility in your time management, and it's yours, and you can embrace it, and you can have nice conversations with doctors, and you learn. I just love it. I just love it.
Well, I'm so glad to hear it. And I know that everybody here watching is so appreciative that you've taken the time, and that, if somebody wants to, have a conversation with you, I know that you said you'd be happy to, talk to,
Absolutely.
An individual that might watch this video and say, hey, I really would love to talk with her, So
Absolutely.
you gave us that go ahead. So if anybody out there is
Because I'm sure that's something I'm forgetting to say right now, but it's just so much that I can say.
Right. No, exactly. And so anybody out there watching this, get with your business development manager here at ClaimTek. Ask us to, speak to Rochelle, and we'll reach out and put you guys in connection. As long as we're not taking up too much of her time with those phone calls, because we want you to be able to reach your business goals too.
But if I want to add, if there's anything else I do want to add, is this. This is another thing I meant to tell you too. Rejection. When you receive rejection, it's not the end of the world.
Right.
You're not going to have 100 people in a room and everybody's going to agree to something. That's just reality. So when you receive a rejection, you just move on to the next one. You receive 10, you move on to 10 more. So don't let rejection discourage you, because after all those rejections, when you get that yes, it's going to be a high out of this world.
Fantastic. That's right. Keep working the nose and you'll find the yes. That's one of those mantras in marketing that we plug and play every day, So Rochelle, I just want to thank you again for taking the time to share your thoughts, your feelings, and your success in business so far with everybody out there watching. Everybody here at ClaimTek is so proud of what you've accomplished, and we know you're going to go to bigger and better heights here as
I hope
reach the 1-year mark. Maybe we'll have another one and we'll see where you're at then, okay?
Thank you. And I hope everybody listening, whoever's listening, can benefit from what I've provided today.
I am sure they will. Well, you have a great rest of your day, Rochelle, and we'll get this out there to the field so everybody can see that smiling face and that excitement that's in your eyes and heart.
Thank you.
Take care.